What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of the Banner Saga. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while, and I guess rest for a bit because it said we had somebody wounded. I don't know how truthy that was. It might be lying to me, but it said that somebody wasn't feeling so great. We want Luden in here. Eggle would probably be an okay choice. We absolutely want Gunnulf, who unfortunately is not leveled. Gunnulf is the character that I always level in the first game. No matter what I do, I always make sure that Gunnulf is leveled. And in this one, he's not leveled. That makes me very, very sad because he is easily one of my favorite characters. I'll probably keep those two ready to go. Everybody else is looking swell. I don't want to spend the rest of our stuff that we have going on at the moment. If I get rid of that lightning rune, what other stuff do we have available? So we have you. He might dodge strength attacks, and it gives +2 to strength. Since he's tanking so much, that might not be the worst idea. That'll put him up to 14 as well. We also have other people here. He's got a Let's Bracelet. I wanted to throw something with +2 strength on somebody who can handle it. That requires level 9, though, in order to use it, so we're not going to be seeing that for a long-ass time. It looks like maybe our level caps have been increased. Indeed, they have. You can only go up to level 5 in the previous game. In my free time, I replayed and beat the previous game, so I'm back up to speed with everything that happened. Luden's got something going on over here, and he's moving towards us. The prince is acting even more standoffish than usual. You and Ivor have caught him staring ahead and twisting the ring on his finger over and over. Ursa quietly stands nearby. Glad to be heading home? Luden turns to the two of you and offers a polite smile. Even after the chasm, would it surprise you if I said no? Well, is there anything it doesn't matter, because that's where we're going. That's the term I keep thinking about. It doesn't matter. Even if I thought the way I've acted to everyone around me was wrong, it doesn't matter. It's who I am. You, Ivor, and Ursa are stunned to hear the prince talk this way. I've grown up in comfort and trained with scholars and fighters. I've never known anything else. Saying stuff like that won't make you any friends in this caravan. But that's just it. Among these clansmen, I've seen the differences. I think I understand them a bit more. Oh yeah, and what do you understand? It seems they know just as little about the things I know as I do about the things that they know. For instance, they all know almost nothing about the kingdom's economy, and I know very little about making the things that they sell. I know the trade routes, but they know the trade. You never seen the prince this animated, but then his face falls. I just don't think the king will appreciate my knowledge. Ursa will agree, my father's not what you call open-minded. The king's a hard man, and he has to be, but his son is his weakness. Luden glares at her, but the archer only smirks. What can you tell me about Meinolf? I suppose, but there's not much to him. He's king. He draws a hard line on nearly every topic. Talking to him is much like being told what to do. In fact, it's exactly that. Alette said that about me at times. This isn't about being his son. You'll see. Kings usually have to make tough decisions and stick with them. Maybe someday you'll see why. I know, I just don't think he'll care for my ideas on treating with, well, peasant commoners. What would you like to be called? We're all people, Prince. Even you. Perhaps you're right. Just keep an open mind about your father, the way you'd like him to have towards your ideas. It's something that I'd never considered before. I'll think on it. As Prince Luden and Ursa walk away, you feel Ivor watching you. What? Do you believe half the nonsense you say? I think I sounded really wise just then. It sounded like you've been practicing for a while. That's fair. I'll work on it. Two of you share a smile before moving on. That's what I meant when I talked about it earlier. Like, it seems like Luden's a good person. Like, it really does. It just seems like he's been raised in the lap of luxury, and it seems like he's more a product of his environment than he is naturally a bad person. And so being exposed to other communities and the people that he rules, I thought in the first game would do him well, and I think you start to see him soften as time goes along towards kind of the peasantry and people that he doesn't understand. And I think it's largely because I was raised in an area that was isolated like that where there was a lot of ignorant people around, and naturally you pick up on that ignorance, and you become ignorant like all the ignorant people around you because you've never been exposed to anything else. You don't understand anything else. This is before the internet, too. And so anyways, once I got out of that place and I started meeting new people and experiencing new things and coming into new communities and stuff like that and traveling a little bit, I started to lighten up, and I started to realize everybody's after the same thing. Everybody just wants to be left alone and live their life the best they can. And so anyways, I think Prince Luden is kind of like me in that regard, where he was raised in kind of an environment where ignorance is promoted, and just like, you know, I am of the gentry, everyone else is common, and I'm better than them. But he doesn't actually believe it. He wants to learn more, and he wants to be better, and he wants to be a good king. He just hasn't had the resources available to expand his horizons, and this trip is that for him. That's what I like about him, is that he's kind of a redeemed character. I've always been a sucker for characters on redemption trips. I don't know if we should do training for extra. What training things have? Well, come on in and let's have a look at you. Just wanted to swing at each other? I wanted to do a challenge. What can you show me? He wants to show me how to mark my prey. This will give us extra renown to spend too, so I think it might be a wise idea even if I can't win. So what's the goal here? Use mark prey to have 4 allies strike 1 enemy. This is going to be tougher. That means I need to get all these guys in positions where they'll be able to stack up on an enemy. Presumably this guy, since he's got a larger radius around him. I'm not trying to say he's fat or anything. I'm not trying to be a douche like that. I'm just saying he's a larger character, which means he has more contact points. Now let's say I move you over to here. I'll move you to here. It's risky because we're going to have to do this before we get hit. I'll move you to here. And then I'll move Rook over and we'll do Mark Prey. And we should get away with it, I think. I'm going to put him right here just in case, though. Mark Prey is an ability that Rook has that I actually don't use very often, and that's to my detriment. It actually is a really good ability. I've seen people use it to amazing efficiency and efficacy, or whatever you want to call it. It's a good ability. It makes everybody who's adjacent to your currently targeted enemy attack them all at once. So watch this. It's a pretty good ability. Like, it's solid. It'll allow you to nuke somebody super hard. The problem is a lot of the combats, you tend to be so scattered that it becomes very difficult to execute. And so anyways, oh wow, that's a pretty decent amount of renown just for doing like one little event. Holy shit. What else can I do here? Plenty. Let's see here. He wants me, ever used a Varl and an archer to trap somebody? You think about what he's saying. You feel up to the challenge? Yeah, let's give it a go. We got so much renown for that last one that I kind of feel like we might as well. So use the battering ram an enemy into rain of arrows. Oh, okay. I get what they're trying to get me to do then. So let's set up right here. And we... well, the setup on this is going to be... where's his turn at? His turn's not even on the counter yet. Okay, so in order to get this to work, we're going to have to bait somebody to come up close. That'd work, actually. He's going to take damage before he gets it done, but... because we've got a smaller force here, I might be able to make this work. So he's got battering ram. I need rain of arrows to be behind her. That's what they're kind of implying right now. She's going to take a shot at him, but we should have time to make this work. Battering ram knocks the target through multiple tiles doing armor break damage. Yeah, we just need to wait on it. And hopefully they don't stack up too much back here. What we need is for her to go right here. We drop an arrow right there. Hopefully he doesn't step on it, because that'd be all kinds of frustrating. And then we knock her back into it. That's kind of cool. Oh wow, it gives you like a chain reaction type deal. That's kind of interesting. That's an interesting tactic that I never really thought about. I didn't realize it would stack up like that. It's not too bad. Get a little bit more freebie renown. 16 renown? Oh my god. Okay, do the challenges. Never mind. I know I said before that I wasn't going to do the challenges, but holy balls, the challenges give you a lot of renown. And I'm thinking we're going to need it in order to level up our guys. What else does he have going on? You ever seen a mender with as much power as Avon? But after watching him for a while, I bet I can show you how to really benefit from that lightning of his. Yeah, let's give it a go. If I can get that up to like 100, 120 renown before we get to the next shop, I can level people up, and then I can do a bunch of goodies in there. Arc lightning a chain of 3 or more enemies. That one's going to be tough, because that's kind of on them. They've got to line up on the diagonals in order to get that one to work. And so I'll probably just wait and see how they come around. I think big guy is definitely going to be part of the plan. There it is, right there. That's our arc lightning. We got this. Such a cool spell. I love that spell in the way that it looks so wispy, and it's so like when they rendered the graphics or whatever, when they went through and they did the artistry, I love how sharp the lines are in this game. This is a great way to get a bunch of freebie renown. Wow, that's amazing. We're getting paid out at the moment. Big time paid out. How much training can you actually do, though? Can you just, like, keep doing that stuff? Sorry about that. Random shit coming up right now. I think we should keep doing the training to get our free stuff. Let's see, plenty. Try to keep up. I mean, how many are there? Let that last... Oh, okay, so he won't let you farm them. All right, well, that's good, because I wanted to conclude our time here. I don't know if I should rest any longer. Resting longer seems like a risk. What I would like to do, though, is I would like to level people up. I need to get Gunnulf caught up big time. And he's cheap enough to where, and I don't mean that you're like tacky or anything like, but Gunnulf is cheap enough to where we can max out his strength. We'll confirm that, and then what I'll do is I'll give him a little bit more armor so that he can soak some hits a bit better. He needs something in here. He'll draw aggro with that one, though, which I don't feel good about. I really don't want him to draw aggro, because he cannot take it. He's got a lot of HP, but the way to use Gunnulf is I kind of hold back with him. I use him either to assassinate lowly armored enemies, like archers and stuff like that, or I hang him back until other enemies have engaged and had their armor sundered off, and then I swoop him in real quick, hit him once, and knock him out with one shot with the 18 damage, and then fall back again. Eggle's a character that I'm a little bit on the fence about. He's got a paladin bubble that's pretty good. It's not that good, though, especially given the fact that we're fighting against leveled up enemies and stuff nowadays. Like, it's okay, but it's not super amazing. Yeah, I'll spend a little bit. So we got to choose an ability. Call to arms. The peel of... Wait, is that the only one that I get to choose? Choose a second ability. But it looks like I only have the one option, so it's not really choosing, it's being given. The Peal of Rook's Warhorn rallies the heroes and calls them to pillage. During pillage, there are no more guaranteed turns. Killing an enemy gives the heroes 2 turns in a row, but the same holds true for the enemy. This will call for wisdom in timing. Ooh. That's pretty good. Yeah, I do want that. I want that really badly. I'll take it. So he's got that stuff going on. We can upgrade his linkage right now. And we can just give him flat dodge. We can give him lucky shot. 30% bonus hit chance. 40% bonus hit chance. I don't know what that does. I wish I had a better explanation for what that accomplishes right there. But I don't know if that gives him a chance to do like a second hit. Or if that negates some of the enemy's armor. Like if you're shooting at somebody who is armored and you have less strength than them, if it increases that right there, I don't really know what that does, and so I'm kind of afraid to put points into it. He's got pretty good armor breakage. What's the willpower ability to avoid any killing blow? Regen 1 willpower per turn. That's not terrible. Stubborn's pretty good. What does this one do? Years of toil in the field. So you have a chance to resist strength damage, and then you get a bonus crit chance. Artery strike. Interestingly enough, I will probably go after strength, and then I'll probably give him a little bit more willpower, and we'll just leave that right there. I'll take the raw stats over stuff that procs any day. I'm going to save the rest of my renown, because I don't think there's any reason to spend any further. I could upgrade more people, but I gotta save some of this renown for later, too. Once you cross the Ormsa riverbed, the wind ceases to cut through the humid air. The deafening sky lets loose its rain, and soon fat drops of water turn the dirt path into sucking mud, slowing the caravan. Cloaks are pulled overhead, and children and animals are wrangled near carts. Something bad's gonna happen out here. Probably around that little red bush right there. Oh, good, our clansmen are foraging. Well, that's good, because we could definitely use the extra supplies right now. I was hoping to avoid visiting this part of the kingdom for at least a few more years, Prince Luden says. At least others have had the sense to abandon this cesspool. As arrogant as he sounds, you're right. There are very few signs of life around you, and yet you still feel like you're being watched. The lowing of the usually quiet yaks indicates the beast's difficulty pulling the carts. You're up to your knees in it when a scout comes to you. Found some stone markers that led us to a few paths of solid ground over there, he points while shouting over the yaks. Uneven and bumpy, but easier than this. Stone markers? Yeah, the man says. They don't look natural. They don't look like much of anything else either. Just some stones marking a path through this place is all I can figure. You would ask Triggy, but he's nowhere to be found. Probably out gathering mushrooms. Let's explore. Let's be risky. Why not? This is probably not going to end well, but we'll go after it. The caravan changes course slowly, but you soon see the low stone markers, some with sticks tied around them. The caravan picks up speed over lumps of packed ground until a child screams. You rush back to see the boy being pulled out of a hole in one of the mounds you crossed. Inside, you see blackened, wrapped bodies buried only inches beneath the bog. You're walking across burial ground. Oh, shit. That's not going to be good. Your governor is suddenly by the side. You've led us through a hallowed marsh of cragsmen, he shouts. You ignore the voices chiming in with the governor and focus on moving the caravan quickly away. How was I supposed to know, you dick? Why don't you sound in before? That's why I tried to assassinate you, and I'm going to keep trying to assassinate you until you're dead as shit. I hate you, Rugga. They're all around us, shouts a man near the edge of the caravan, and we're stuck in this mud. Cragsmen have encircled you. Their leader steps forth and shouts, "There's no price but blood for crossing through the land of our dead." Shouts ring out, and they're preparing to attack. We can send Triggy out to parley. I don't know if that would work though. That seems like a bad plan. Didn't I tell you easy isn't always easy, Triggy says. He looks nervous, a reaction you've never really seen from him before. What if they listen to me as well as they listen to you? What if they listen to me as well as you do? Yeah, I get it. Maybe if you didn't speak in riddles and metaphors all the time, it'd be a little bit easier, you douche. How about say, don't walk the path with the stones? Oh, that'd be so much easier than being like, the easiest not always the fastest way. How about stroke my beard? You know, you don't have to talk like Gandalf all the time. Do what you can, I guess. Triggy looks you in the eye for the first time in memory. Best to only sleep once in strange places, he says before spinning on his heel. He marches out across the bog, hands held high in peace. Your fighters take this opportunity to get into a better position, shoving clansmen further towards the center. A few cragsmen surround Triggy while he addresses the leader in his animated fashion. The man allows him to finish before shouting, "He's forgotten our ways! Welcome home, boy!" Those surrounding Triggy pierce him repeatedly with spears before you can lead your charge. It looks like the force you train is roughly the size of the enemies. This could go either way, but a victory here will protect most of your clansmen. The whole bog seems to move with the approaching cragsmen. Eric, the warden from Strand, says, "I know this sounds mad, but they're bringing battle-trained bears. If we weaken one, I can make it ours." He smiles at your confusion. Ask the governor of Strand. They're helpful in certain situations. Hack-on growls. We could lose our lives, and he wants a new pet. You consider what to do. A bear would be pretty legit. A pet bear would be pretty rad. Alright, let's do it. We'll need to clear the battlefield except for one bear, and then you'll leave the rest to me. This is crazy, but okay. The battle begins with Eric smiling. This is not going to end well for us. And Trigvy's dead, so that kind of puts an end to his rambling. I'm going to take Avon with me because I kind of like having him around. Avon's nice to have around. He has backup plans. He makes things work. He's required in my party right now, but he sucks. That's my problem, is I don't really want him in my party. Let's take out... Gotta take out somebody. Because I need a tank. I need Mogir. Who do I want to take out? Let's take out Luden, I guess, although we have a few too many Varl for my taste. It's going to be tough to maneuver around the battlefield. That's what I'm concerned about. Weird-ass bog folk everywhere. And we're going to have to work around that thing, too. Unfortunately. I'll put him out right there. On this side, we are going to have to truck on our first turn. I don't really know where to put Avon, so I'm just going to kind of keep him in the middle, and I'll move him wherever he needs to be moved. Leave the bear to me. It's all for nothing if we kill it. So what I need from you, sir... He's got 11 and 13. That means he'll take a big hit on his first turn if I do this. He's got the willpower ability that's pretty good. Rally gives willpower to any allies at range. Capture bear. Pacifies a bear, delaying initiative and capturing it if it's the last enemy unit. Okay. So let's pull him back for a second. The bear's already out and breaking our armor here. Funsies. Pull him up to here. We're going to go all in on her to try and get rid of her. He's probably going to move up and try to fight with Hakon. Fan bears? What's next? Alright, man, this is all you. Go ahead and sunder his armor off so that on the next turn I can work his chin a little bit. Hey, we didn't get booby-trapped. Hooray. Gunnulf's going to be over here murdering everything he can, because that's Gunnulf's main function. Wow, that was a long move. That was a really long move. How did he do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? That's a long-ass move. I'm not sure what's going on right there. Weaken the bear, but don't kill it. Make sure it's so it absorbs with armor. Okay, that's concerning. She got witch magic like everybody else. Okay. Avon, come over here and mend his armor. He's swapping targets on me. Okay. Let's go there to there. We're gonna get started on him. Ain't got much of an option, but we gotta give it a go. He's apparently a backstabber. I'll have him handled in the next turn. It's not a big deal. She's only got 1 HP left, but knowing now what I know now, unfortunately, she's able to cause us problems. I'm gonna leave her up, though, so that the bear doesn't get hella turns, which I am concerned about. He took a 4 right there. You, sir, have got to go right now. 2 armor sundered off right there. Now is the time for Gunnulf to get up in here and get rid of this 12 strength guy. Maybe. What does he have? 13 left? He can get him. Never mind. We'll go over here. Keep jamming on fools, slamming on fools, taking that sword and ramming on fools. Ow, 4 of my armor. I hate losing 4 of my armor. That is my least favorite thing to do. Please don't hit him. Oh, shit. Oh. That was dirty on the part of the AI. That was really dirty. Basically, their only win criteria is to kill him. And I was hanging him back for just that reason. Alright, we're gonna need a big mend in here, man. Half his willpower plus 2. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, the enemy might get lucky. So essentially what I need to do now... Yikes. Thinking I probably shouldn't have done that either. Man, that absorb ability is really powerful. Oh, come on. Well, normally I would save scum this now, but since we're in a playthrough... That kind of sucks, though, because, like, what am I going to do? Leave him in the back corner and just hope they don't ignore me and run after him, you know? Like... Ugh. Kind of irritated at the moment. Alright, screw it. Kill everything. I hate that double turn the enemy gets whenever you lose. Shit annoys me. Like, when you're winning, you get punished for winning. We would have had the bear, except for that stupid armor ability. That armor ability is hella powerful. Like, to the point of almost being overpowered, because it forces you to break his armor before you can really do anything to him. Alright, kill the bear, whatever. Wow, we lost a lot of clansmen. Like, a lot of clansmen. Looks like they give you a lot more renown in this one than in the previous games. The previous games, it was really hard to come by renown. This time you've got plenty of renown, but you can't find anything to buy with it. Got a little bit of supplies right there, but things are not going...
Flame welcomes endless war. But why?
Even now, the petrified flames ward off our Varl friends. Placed upside down in the ground, the petrified roots of a giant tree reach towards the sky. All the Varl, including Ivor and Hakon, have separated from the caravan temporarily, giving Baldringer's godstone a wide berth. The giant's presence is missed as you continue to feel watched. Let's search the godstone. Walking off around the entire root system takes a moment, but you find nothing of interest. It's as if no one has been here for a very, very long time. The uncomfortable rainy setting urges everybody to rejoin the Varl quickly. I guess that's that. Man, I wanted that bear bad, too. That ability would have been really useful. Then again, who am I going to swap him out for? I like my characters right now, so it's a tough call. I'm going to call for a camp, and we're going to continue. This is the end of the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcast for the next episode of Banner Saga 2. I will see you all in future episodes. Hi, do everybody.